All right, welcome to another session at Microsoft Zero to Hero, your community. And I'm so happy that I'm host another session. It's another Friday, energetic Friday. We are going to wrap up the week and jump to the weekend. But it's important to wrap up your weekend, or let's say start your weekend with very interesting things around the technical side of the Microsoft. So you can pack your technical part of your week and jump to the weekend. So this is Saidal. I'm so happy that I'm hosting another session. We are going to have a very interesting topic. It's very brand new in Microsoft Zero to Hero community. We are going to talk about very interesting topic around AI. We never had this session before. And it's really amazing because I can see a lot of people join to this session, and you are going to learn a lot of things. So as usual, I have my slides here. So, meeting can be long and messy and hard to follow, right? So, what AI could make them smart and easier. So, today's session is all about how Microsoft Teams is doing just like that. And now let's hear from the speaker, our expert speaker, Thorsten, who is going to demonstrate a very interesting topic around boost your Microsoft Teams meeting with AI. So if you haven't followed us yet with the handle like Microsoft Hero, you can find us in YouTube and also in LinkedIn. If you want to share a post about us, you can use hashtags Microsoft Zero to Hero and also Microsoft Hero. And if you want to join Microsoft Zero to Hero learning rooms, we have a short link, aka.ms/join Zero to Hero. And you are welcome to be part of Microsoft Learn Zero to Hero learning room. So with that said, let me jump to the another slides that we have. Perfect. So as usual, Microsoft Learn community. So Microsoft Learn community is the perfect place to grow your skills and connect with Microsoft experts and get real support on your learning journey. Whether you join a learning room or ask questions or be part of the followers of my or community Microsoft Zero to Hero, you can get always some updates from Microsoft, the latest technology, and so on. And also, you can be part of Microsoft Learn Community Learning Hub, which other learners are part of that. There are a lot of questions back and forth. So basically, if you have any technical question or any question regarding your learning journey, so just ask your question into Microsoft Learn learning rooms, and basically you can get answer from the experts. And don't miss the links that we have here. One of them is aka.ms/Microsoft Learn community. So basically, you can learn more about Microsoft Learn and learning room communities. And if you are looking to be part of other learning rooms, we have a bunch of learning rooms in Microsoft Learn community. You can find them on aka.ms/learning rooms. So with that said, code of conduct as usual. So in Microsoft Zero to Hero live session, we expect you to be friendly and respectful to everyone, listen to different opinions, and kind and patient. So basically, we are ready to jump to the session. With that said, I'm bringing my amazing friend Thorsten. Hey man, welcome to the stage, man.
Right. Nice to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Of course, of course. So before we start the session, why Microsoft Learn is important, Thorsten?
Yeah, because it's all about learning, isn't it? So never stop learning, I would say. So one of my favorites. It's during that time, it's so fast when we take a look on Copilot and all the AI stuff, and then Microsoft Learn is a great platform to get the latest updates and to learn something new, I would say.
Amazing. That's really true. So perfect. I just want to start the session and wish you luck, and people enjoy your time together with Thorsten. He's going to share a lot of great things with you guys. And then, stage is yours, Thorsten.
Thank you, Zaid. Thanks. So yeah, welcome to my session here at Microsoft Zero to Hero. It's a pleasure to be here, and the topic for today is boost your Microsoft Teams meetings with AI. Just a short introduction to myself. My name is Thorsten Pickhan. I'm working as a cloud architect at Lucania, a Microsoft partner at Germany. I have several community projects here in Germany, hosting the Teams user group in Bochum. I have an own Office 365 blog, doing YouTube and all the stuff. Have podcasts. So if you would like to connect with me, just use one of the QR codes, and then you are hopefully connected. Of course, some of my content is German, but perhaps we also have some German attendees today. And main topic for today is how to use AI in Microsoft Teams and what we gain with Microsoft AI in Teams. And first of all, I would like to give a short introduction to AI is only available with Copilot. One sentence I often heard in the last few months. But at the end, when we take a deeper look into Microsoft Teams, it's not correct. So AI hides in different places in Microsoft Teams, and I will show you some examples where we can find AI and use it to boost our meetings. And the good part is that some AI features are free of charge for us to use. There are no additional licenses required, and other AI features that we need a Teams Premium license or the well-known Microsoft 365 Copilot license. I have several examples for all the different scenarios here. And let's start with a short introduction about history of AI in Microsoft Teams, because most customers think that AI is a topic since 2 years, but when we take a look back, then we will see that the first AI features already started in 2020 when Microsoft implemented the background blur in Microsoft Teams, where the AI try to recognize you as a person, and then AI will blur your background, and so the remote users in the Teams meeting can completely focus on you and just you. Then, short after the blur my video background, there was a new filter Microsoft implemented for us, and this was very it was a feature discussed in the community if it's really a new feature or it's a commercial part. But at the end, some users loved it. This is Maybelline Beauty app filter you can use in Microsoft Teams. And here the AI will try to highlight, for example, your eyes or your lips with a lipstick or with an eyeliner. And it was also introduced in 2023, I guess, or 2022. It doesn't matter. At the end, it's a filter, and here also AI comes into the game. So as you can see, also before Copilot and all the AI stuff, which is of course one of the main topics currently, we already had AI in Microsoft Teams, and nowadays many small AI helpers can be used in Microsoft Teams without an additional license, because as you already know, the background blur thing is not a license topic, and also the Maybelline filter is not a license topic. And I have 2 examples for you how to use AI in Microsoft Teams and get a better experience in Microsoft Teams meetings, because of course we will focus on AI in Teams meetings here. So where can we use AI or AI topics? So one of the AI features here is noise suppression in Microsoft Teams. I think most of you already have this feature or use this feature because it's enabled by default, and you can find it in the audio settings when you are in a Microsoft Teams meeting. And what does a noise suppression filter? It filter out noisy environments. Microsoft used here as a marketing video the architect who is in the construction area, and some workers are using a jackhammer to break down some walls. And of course, this produces noise, and the architect is in a noisy environment, but he has to follow and join a Microsoft Teams meeting. And here's a noise suppression, filter out all the noisy stuff from the jackhammer, and the architect was able to join the meeting, and the remote people in the meeting were able to clearly hear the architect. Of course, for the architect, it was quite difficult to follow the meeting because noise suppression just filter out the noise for the remote users, not for the architect. But at the end, for the remote parties, for the remote users in the meeting experience was better thanks to noise suppression. Then a few months ago, Microsoft released the next level of noise suppression, and this is voice and face recognition in Microsoft Teams. Here, the topic is, or what users can do, is to capture the voice. So you will start an assistant, and you need to read a sentence, a short text. This will be recorded by Microsoft Teams, and Teams will train, or based on this, will train your voice, recognize you on your voice, will store your voice profile in the Microsoft backend, and then Microsoft Teams is able to recognize you based on your voice. And another assistant is to scan your face, and then Microsoft Teams is able to recognize you based on your face. What are the benefits here? When you imagine you are in a shared office and there are some colleagues around you who are talking or who also attending Microsoft Teams meetings, for the normal noise suppression, it's quite difficult to detect just your voice and filter on your voice. And here comes voice recognition into the game, because Microsoft Teams is trained with voice recognition on your voice. Microsoft Teams is able to filter all other voices. So when you are in a shared office and attend a meeting, the remote users or the attendees in the meeting will just hear your voice and not the voice of your colleagues. Also, voice recognition will help to enrich the transcript, because when you imagine you have a meeting with in a Microsoft Teams or in a meeting room, which is equipped with Microsoft Teams room devices, Microsoft meeting room devices, then the device can recognize you based on your voice and your face, and then the system knows when you are talking, and your name will be attributed in the transcription. All this, the voice and the face recognition, are biometric data, so it's some kind of privacy, and they are stored in the same region where your Microsoft Teams is stored. And the important thing is that only the user itself can export the data and can also delete the data. So the administrator has no access to this biometric data, so it's just the user itself. I recorded a video, an Office 365 quick tip video, how the process is working to do the voice recognition, how the setup with that is, and all the stuff. Unfortunately, it's a German video, but if you are able to understand German or would like to use a YouTube feature with live captions, then you can use this QR code and get the video on YouTube, how to initialize and use voice and face recognition in Microsoft Teams meetings. So, and then I have another hidden champion from my point of view. It's the content camera, which you can use also in Microsoft Teams meetings. And the content camera helps you to capture documents and whiteboards. So same scenario, if we have a hybrid meeting, some users are joining the Teams meeting from home and others are on site in a Teams meeting room, and they are using a whiteboard, for example, to make brainstorming. The remote users have the difficulty that if the presenter is in front of the whiteboard, they can't see the brainstorming which is already on the board itself, because the guy or the woman is in front of it. And here the content camera comes in. It scans the content from the whiteboard, will display it during the presenter is in front of the whiteboard, and makes the presenter some kind of transparent. As you can see or hear, it's quite difficult to explain. That's why I have a short recording of it. And here in the recording, you will see Teams meeting, where I go to the share option. You will find here content camera, can select what we would like to share. Here in this example, it's a document. Teams will recognize it, will resize the document, and then you will see that the hand is coming from the left side, and then you will see this transparent effect. And this is very helpful if you have hybrid meetings, content camera. In the past, when Microsoft implemented the content camera, we needed some special webcams. Nowadays, it's supported with every webcam, so try it out. It's a feature available in each Microsoft Teams meeting at no extra cost. So these were some examples for AI features in Microsoft Teams meetings you can use with a normal Microsoft Teams license. The next few examples are based on Teams Premium. And Teams Premium is an add-on license, so you have to buy it additionally to your Teams license. Because it's an add-on, you need a Microsoft Teams license, and then you will put on this the Teams Premium as an add-on. You can see it here in the screenshot. So it's an extra license type, and you need to enable it for a user. So that's also important information. Teams Premium can be licensed per user, and you should check and verify and assign the license business related. So for example, people from the marketing team, perhaps it's interesting to have the Teams Premium license, or your salespersons, but the frontline worker there, it's not so required to have the Teams Premium license because they do not have any benefit from the premium license. And yeah, regarding features, here it's important to know and understand that Microsoft differentiates between organizer and attendee-based features. So as always, Microsoft licensing could be some strange things and challenging. The same here with Teams Premium. So that's why I linked here or put in a QR code, which redirects you to the Microsoft Learn article, where you have a table showing which features are organizer-based features and which features are attendee-based features. The difference is here that organizer-based features are available to all participants in the meeting if the organizer is licensed for Microsoft Teams Premium, and attendee-based features are only available to users with a Teams Premium add-on. To have a better understanding, I have a short graphic on this. As you can see here on the left side, we have one of these organizer-based features from Teams Premium. The name is Live Caption Translation. What does it mean if you have enabled the transcription in your meeting? The users have the option to do a live translation of the caption in their native language. And because it is an organizer-based feature, we need to validate and check if the organizer who created the meeting has a license. This is an example here on the left side. The organizer has a Microsoft Teams Premium license. Some attendees also have the Teams Premium license, but other attendees doesn't have the Teams Premium license assigned. So these are the gray people here, the gray avatars. They do not have a Teams license, Teams Premium license. But because live caption translation is an organizer-based feature, and the organizer is licensed for Teams Premium, all users in the meeting can use live caption translation during the meeting. On the right side, we have the other example where the organizer is without a Teams Premium license. The attendees are without Teams Premium license, but some attendees have the Teams Premium license. But as the organizer of the meeting is not licensed for Teams Premium, all the users in the meeting, all attendees in the meeting will not have access to the Teams Premium features. On the right side, we have an example for the post-transcription translation. This is a user-based feature. And when you remember, I said that the user-based feature can be used only by users who have the Teams Premium license assigned. So in this example, post-transcription translation, that means when you have a recording of the Teams meeting, you can go to the stream on SharePoint app, start to watch the recording, and if there is a transcription, you will see also or have the option to see the transcription, and the same here. So users can decide to get the translation to the transcription in their language, and this feature will be available to all the users who watch the video where a Teams Premium license is assigned. Users without a Teams Premium license will not see this feature or don't have access to the post-transcription translation in the recording. So what are the Teams Premium AI features when we are talking about Teams Premium? I think the most common AI feature is Intelligent Meeting Recap. It's available since a few, almost years, I would say. Then we have live caption translation 1-to-N. That's the one I have explained earlier. Then another feature which is announced, live caption translation M-to-N. With this, you can do multi-language supported meetings, which is very interesting for companies and enterprises who work internationally. Then in public preview currently is the active meeting protection notification. That means when you have it configured correctly and someone is sharing a credit card, for example, in the Teams meeting, the organizer get a notification that there are some sensitive data shared in the meeting, and then the organizer can prohibit that one. It's currently in public preview. Another AI feature is decorate my background. This can be used like the blur my background feature. The difference here is that before you start the video, you will take a picture like this, and then the AI will clean up, for example, the bookshelf, or will put some posters on the wall. You can have some celebration style on it. Depends on which event you would like to attend, and this is made by AI, and you can use it during the meeting. Regarding Intelligent Meeting Recap, perhaps you are not aware of it, what it is. Intelligent Meeting Recap is based on the transcript you can create during the meeting, and it starts to work when the meeting has ended. This is very important to know. So Intelligent Meeting Recap comes when the meeting has ended. It will take a few minutes after the meeting has been ended, and then what will it do? The first topic is AI meeting notes. So, and then I will use the transcript to generate meeting notes for you. The other thing is that it will filter out add mentions. So if you have been mentioned during the meeting, it will show you the different sections from the transcript so you can easily find it. Then we have a timeline here about the different speakers who has spoken when during the meeting. You can click on the different topics you talked about in the meeting, and based on the PowerPoint slides, Microsoft will also try to, or the AI will try to generate chapters for you. And these are features from the Intelligent Meeting Recap, which coming with Teams Premium. So I presented now the AI features from Teams Premium for meetings. Microsoft also has a beautiful webpage on Microsoft Learn showing the different features you gain when you are licensed for Teams Premium. Therefore, Microsoft created a table where you get all the different features. And as you can see here, you will see which features are coming with a normal Microsoft Teams license, and for which features the Teams Premium license is required. The good thing is that, as I mentioned, I talked about the AI features for Microsoft Teams meetings, but there are a lot of more features coming with Teams Premium. So you will get new features, advanced features for webinars, town halls, advanced collaboration tools, meeting protection, meeting recap, virtual appointments, and the meetup itself. So when you license Teams Premium, you get a bunch of different features which are very helpful. So take a look on Microsoft Learn to get an overview about all the different features you get when you license Teams Premium. So coming to my last topic, presenting what are the features when we're talking about AI in meetings, and this is the most important one. And this is Teams Copilot. Of course, we have some specific Copilot features in Microsoft Teams meetings. The first one I would like to figure out is that intelligent meeting recap, the most users are thinking that this is part of Copilot. But at the beginning of Copilot, or even today, intelligent meeting recap is not really a Copilot feature. As you learned, intelligent meeting recap is coming with Teams Premium. So if it's just intelligent meeting recap you need, it's not required to license Copilot. You can also go with Teams Premium. And when Microsoft released Copilot the first time, most customers were confused because they thought that intelligent meeting recap is part of Copilot, but it wasn't. And then after a meeting, they opened the recap tab in Microsoft, and they were shocked because the AI notes were missing. So they asked Microsoft, where are the AI meeting notes you promised here? And we should have with Copilot. And Microsoft explained, oh, sorry, that's a misunderstanding. Of course, you need to license Teams Premium if you would like to have intelligent meeting recap additionally to Copilot, because Copilot can just be used during the meeting. And what you are looking for, intelligent meeting recap, is part of Teams Premium. So please buy the additional license Teams Premium to have both features. As you can imagine, most customers were not satisfied about this. So based on the feedback, Microsoft decided to make intelligent meeting recap part of Copilot, but it is still a Teams Premium license feature. And it's important to understand that if you have the Teams license, the Microsoft Copilot license, you can use the intelligent meeting recap, but not all the other features you will gain with Teams Premium. So think about it, what is better for you and what is your business case if you need Copilot or can go with Teams Premium. So what are the features of Copilot in Microsoft Teams meeting? First of all, I guess it's not a new one. You can use prompts during the meeting. You can ask different questions and Copilot will suggest you questions or different tasks. You can get a recap of the last 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the whole meeting. And this is possible with Microsoft Copilot, but it's important to understand during the meeting, not after the meeting, during the meeting. And all this is based on the transcript, on the chat, and meeting content is announced to come too. So let's take a look on it. As Copilot has been released by Microsoft in March 2023, Copilot in Teams meetings or Copilot could just use the transcript. That's all. So chat messages were missing when you ask Copilot a question. Copilot just used the transcript to build an answer or reply to you. Then Microsoft had the big Wave 2 announcement in October 2024. And here the news was regarding meetings that now Copilot is also able to understand the meeting chat and will use the transcript and the meeting chat to give you an answer to your prompt. On Ignite last year in November, Microsoft announced that earlier this year, there will be a preview and a new feature that the Copilot meeting feature will be enriched by chat content. So hopefully in the near future, we will see that Copilot is able to answer your prompt based on the transcript of the meeting chat, and also shared content during the meeting. So if someone has shared his screen or sharing an image or something like that, Copilot is able to answer specific questions to this shared content, and hopefully we will see this feature very soon. Very new and very hot topic. These are agents which are coming with Copilot also, and there are two awesome features directly in Teams meetings we can use. These are agents. The first one is a facilitator agent, and the facilitator agent is able to take notes for you during the meeting. So when you would like to start it, you go into the meeting or start the meeting. As mentioned, the Copilot license is required, and then you can find a new option under in the More section, in the More menu, where you can turn on the facilitator. The facilitator will ask which language is spoken during the meeting, and then it will start to generate notes, or will take notes and will put them into the normal meeting notes section, which at the end is a loop component. And the interesting part is that it's real time. So if you're discussing a topic in the Teams meeting, it will take a few minutes so Copilot can understand the topic, and then it will start to take notes for you. And this is quite interesting to see how everything is built up by AI. And as it is a loop component, Copilot licensed users can also modify and edit this taking notes by facilitator during the meeting. This is very interesting. And the next hot topic is the interpreter agent. The interpreter agent is a simultaneous translator you can enable during a meeting, and then this interpreter agent will do the translation for you in the wished language. And it is quite difficult to demonstrate this here in this nice event. I recorded a short video about it, and hopefully everything will work. We will see. I will start the meeting, the recording the video now. See, not.
So this is an example, a demonstration of Microsoft Teams interpreter. To start the engine, you can here turn on interpreter. When this is done, it will expect English. Of course, we can switch. This is done to another language. We have here the option to balance volume. So how, at which level should the interpreter be used by yourself? And here you can configure if your voice, or when someone else in the meeting is using interpreter 2, if that person will hear a simulated voice instead of you, for example, Ava and you oder Favorite Turbo, or if the interpreter should simulate my voice for the remote person. So I will now switch to, I will stay on English. Aber ich fange jetzt an, Deutsch zu reden, und dann sollte eigentlich der Interpreter gleich anfangen. But I'm starting to speak German now, and then the interpreter should actually start accordingly. Und genau das ist die Interpretation derzeit also simuliert mit meiner Stimme. And that's exactly the interpreter function of the time. So simulates with my voice.
Yeah, that's the interpreter feature. So it will simulate, or will do a sim translation, and this is very new stuff, very interesting for international companies, and a game changer in my point of view. So the last 30 minutes, you have seen a lot of features you can use to boost your meeting based on AI. But now let's switch the perspective and go into the admin. So what is important to know for the admin when we talk about AI in Teams? First of all, what is a requirement to use AI in a meeting? First of all, we need a transcript. That's very important for us. There are some scenarios where Copilot is working without transcript, but when we are talking about the Teams Premium features, for example, the intelligent meeting recap, a transcript is required. And a transcript at the end requires always a recording of the meeting. So you need to start the recording and start the transcript. and then you are good to go to use AI during the meeting. When we talk about intelligent meeting recap, AI notes, facilitator, and all the stuff. In some countries, like Germany, transcripts are still problematic because of privacy and all the stuff. That's why before you enable transcript in your company, you should always ask and coordinate it with the Workers' Council and the management if it's allowed to use transcript in Microsoft Teams meetings. So you are safe here that, you can use transcripts. Microsoft, when they started to implement transcripts, there were a lot of features, users complaining about privacy and where the data is stored and all the stuff. And Microsoft improved all this. This is very interesting to see, and they pushed it very hard when Copilot came into the game. So what are the changes here and the benefits, the improvements, I would say? First of all, transcripts are now saved with the recording in the user's OneDrive, mostly the organizer. This has been, or in the past, the recording and the transcript has been stored in the OneDrive of the person who started the recording. And now this is always in the organizer's OneDrive. Very important. Then the organizer can control in the Teams meeting settings who can download the transcript, for example. So is it possible to download the transcript just for the organizer and the co-organizer, or it's also allowed for the attendees to download the transcript? Then also a nice feature, organizers can request content from the attendees for the meeting. What does it mean? If this feature is enabled or this option is enabled, then a user can, when a user joins the meeting, the mic and the camera is disabled by default, and it's not possible to share the screen. When the user tries to share the screen or start the webcam, there's a pop-up and asking to consent that there's a recording ongoing, and asks the user to consent that someone in the meeting can use, or that the recording is ongoing, that there is a transcript, and that someone in the meeting can use Copilot. If the user does not consent to this pop-up, the user will stay in the meeting, of course, but the webcam will stay disabled. So there's no option to interact in the meeting. There's no option to enable the camera or the mic or share the screen without giving the consent for recording using Copilot and transcript during the meeting. Then, as already mentioned a few seconds ago, the organizer can determine the scope of Copilot. I will show you just after the slide here. And was also important, we have now options in the Teams meeting policies to differentiate, to enable transcript and recording per meeting type. In the past, there was only to enable transcript for all meeting types. Now we can control it for normal Teams meetings, webinars, and town halls, and define if transcript and recording should be available in one of them. Where we can find these transcript settings in the Teams Admin Center. So as transcript must be allowed, it's always a good idea to configure the meeting policies. By default, these were deactivated. This is in the past, or was in the past. Nowadays, when you create a new Microsoft Teams tenant, the transcription will be on by default. Also, if you didn't change in the past the meeting policies and you are using the default policies, also there, the transcription will be now on. If you would like to change this, or you need to enable it, there are two sections where you can find the transcription setting. The first one is in the meeting policy. Here we can control if the transcription is available during a meeting. And what is often forgotten by customers is that there's a second policy, is a calling policy, where you also find a transcription parameter, and this is used for Teams calls. So Teams to Teams or Teams to PSTN, if you are using the Teams phone system. You need to enable here the transcription, otherwise Copilot will not be available, for example, for a one-on-one Teams call. Copilot without transcript, this is also possible. This is a special case, I would say, for Germany, because transcript, as I mentioned, there's sometimes an issue here. And therefore, Microsoft implemented the feature. You can set in the Teams meeting options and set that Copilot is available only during the meeting. And when you select this option, there's no transcript, no real transcript during the meeting. Of course, Microsoft will need the transcript because without it, the Copilot wouldn't be possible to do something for you. But the transcript here is just a temporary transcript, so don't. It's not a permanent transcript, and this temporary transcript will be deleted directly after the meeting has ended. The temporary transcript is stored in the Teams database in the same region as the tenant is. And because of the temporary transcript, you can use, or the users can use Copilot only during the meeting, and it's not possible to use Copilot after the meeting because the transcript is missing, because it's removed after the meeting has ended. So this is an option, but be aware of that Copilot will just work or only work during the meeting. What is quite interesting to see is that because we have this dependency between recording and transcript, that there's also an expiration date for recordings. You can see it here in the screenshot that this recording will expire in 7 days. So the default behavior or the default configuration in the meeting policy is an expiration date after 120 days. So the expiration date defines how long the recording is retained in your tenant. After the expiration date, the recording is automatically deleted. As mentioned, users can adjust the expiration date of the recording in the stream app here on this section. And there's also an option for the admin to disable expiration, but only by PowerShell. And then there's no expiration date to the recordings. The interesting part is that the transcript is part of the recording. And when you imagine you have Teams Premium license in use and that you would like to have the AI notes, which is based on transcript, my community bro, Michael Plättner, and me, we ask ourselves, what happens if the expiration date for a recording is hit? What happens to the AI notes? And here we did a test. So we did a recording of a meeting. And after the expiration date, we opened the meeting. And as you can see, everything seems to be normal. We have the recording attached, the transcript attached, all good. But then the situation changed as we opened the recap feature, or the recap tab. Then we saw that we have an error message that the recording is missing and therefore AI notes couldn't be loaded. So this is something you need to know and have in mind if you use Teams Premium, that the transcript is linked to the recording and that there is an expiration date. And after the expiration date, the recording is gone. And with this, also the AI-generated notes are gone. Then the next step was, hey, when the meeting is deleted, there is a SharePoint recycle bin we can use to restore the data. So let's go into the recycle bin and check if there's a recording. And here it is. So we selected the recording and used the restore function in the recycle bin. And after a few minutes, we reopened the details panel of the recording meeting. And as you can see here, same view, the recording is there, obviously, and the transcript is there. But then we switch to the recap tab. And what we have seen here is that the recording is back. So we are able to click on it to get the recording or watch the recording. And we also have here the timeline features. But when you take a look on the left side, on the right side, you will see that the AI notes are still missing. So our conclusion is, if the expiration date of a recording is hit, then the AI notes are gone and there's no option to recapture them. So if your users are using this, and this could be business critical when, for example, a contract there are questions to a ongoing contract, and the salesperson says, "Yeah, no problem. I will check the AI notes." But as a salesperson hasn't in mind that there's an expiration date, this could be business critical. So check this and train the users on it to take notes out of the AI notes if they are business critical. So short summary of the session. Last slide from my side. AI features doesn't come with additional licenses at all. So there are some AI features you can use directly with Microsoft Teams. There's no need to buy Teams Premium or Copilot. There are few nice AI features you can use directly with Microsoft Teams. And all these AI features already help you to boost in some kind your meetings. But of course, AI enables many existing and new features, and the cool features are behind the paywall. So perhaps you need to think of if it's a good idea to buy the Teams Premium license or the Copilot license, completely depending on your business case. So if you would like to use AI, please go to the management, clarify and get an approval to use AI. As always, use AI features responsible. So always checks and validate what are the AI generated content before sending a summary to the customer. It's always a good idea to validate it before the mail is going out. And yeah, that's it for the moment. Thanks for being here, to joining the Microsoft Learn from Zero to Hero event. I'm very happy to be here. If you would like to connect, use one of the QR codes. And yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It was really great. I was like stuck in all the presentation that you explained. It was really great, because if I want to explain it, Microsoft Teams, it's like you have a beautiful car with a lot of features, but you don't know about all of them. And a person like you, when explain it, the different options that we can go through that, it's like, oh, I have this beautiful car and I can use it in this way, which is really great. So well
Thanks
explained.
for this great feedback.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the great explanation that you shared with us regarding the features. I personally love the interpreter option, because when you're working with multinational companies, it's wow, it's really great. It works great.
That's what I often heard the last days from customers. In the beginning, when Copilot was released, some customers said, not sure if it's really worth to spend the money to Microsoft for the Copilot, and this has totally been changed when we showed the interpreter the first time.
Yeah, great. Perfect. We have two questions from Mehdi. One of them is, can we export the transcript with timestamp for each person separately?
Oh, okay. From my point, or from my knowledge, this is not possible. So you can export the transcript with timestamps, but not for each person separately. So you need to divide it afterwards on your own. You will only get a export of the transcript in the whole.
Okay. And there is a line question here. Let me change it to this. Okay, perfect. So it's a scenario he explained, and then the question: I want to design a chatbot for Teams group to inform users within the organization about their Azure resources. For example, if a data analysis resource that takes a long time has finished or been dropped, the chatbot should inform the relevant member that the resource's CPU consumption has dropped to 0%, prompting them to check the resource. What would be good approach for this one? Interesting.
Oh, yeah, you have.
I like this question.
Good attendees here. What would be a good approach for this? I could different options in my mind. One option could be to just use a Logic app or something like that, or a flow in Microsoft environment to check this variables of the Azure resources, and to take action if there is a trigger you define in the Logic app or in the Power app. Another option could be, of course, to use AI and chatbots for this. But from my point of view, there's no built-in feature, so it's on you to use Copilot Studio, build an agent who monitors your Azure resources and triggers an action then.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
no built-in feature for it.
Yeah, from my perspective and my experience, because we built the same solution with a bit differences. Basically, we use the logic apps. So basically, logic apps is the main trigger for all the alerts. So it's not Azure resources; it's third-party application, and that application does support the webhook call. And then we can use, of course, the trigger inside Logic apps and then customize it for any type of Microsoft Teams channel alerts. So this is my experience at this. Okay, there is more question here. Thanks for your answer. If you export the entire transcript, will it include the name of each person at the beginning of their respective sections?
Also, a good question. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it depends on what meeting you have. So when we imagine we have a meeting and each of the meeting attendees is at home and using their own Teams client, you can enable a feature or an option in Microsoft Teams that the transcript is enriched and attributed with your name automatically. If this is enabled, then the transcript will include the name of each person. Then everything should be fine. If we have the scenario as described for voice and face recognition, we have a Teams meeting room or a meeting room with 20 people, and you have a Microsoft Teams room device in the meeting room, and then it's quite difficult to identify each single person. And when face and voice recognition is not enabled for the user, you will get only speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3, and all the stuff. So there's an option to differentiate, but there's no option to have a named person. For this, you need to enable and enroll voice and face recognition to have this.
Okay.
And 35 Teams room device, of course.
Yeah. And one more question. Is there a specific way to create an account for a chatbot and add it to the Teams, or can it be a normal user account? Will Teams limit the automatic activities performed by the chatbot like LinkedIn? Mehdi is really good to ask great questions. I know him.
I'm not a dev guy, so from security perspective, you need to talk to your security team and your identity team, I would say, because a normal user account has normally other permissions than a chatbot should have. So I would assume and favorize to use a dedicated account. But it depends completely on your scenario, your requirements to identity and security. And I would say it's a good question for the identity and security part and team in your company.
Exactly. One question from me, Thorsten, because inside Azure, we have different way of authentication. You can have normal accounts, service principal accounts, manage identity, and so on. How does it work in Microsoft Teams? It's like always normal accounts with, of course, several way of make it secure, or we have some other options like, I don't know, like service principal, manage identity that we can integrate it with the other things.
Normally you have user accounts here. So of course, when it's a normal user, it's a normal user account. When we think about Teams room devices, they have or in the background, there are special accounts you create, but in the back end, in Entra ID, it's a normal user account, which are created by the tools. When we talk about integration to third apps, of course, you can go with managed identities, for example. That's a case we often use. We have, for example, a solution for our customers to create new teams via Power App. So they need to request a new team. Then the manager approves this request. And after this, Runbook is starting to create the team with templates and all the stuff. And here we are using managed identities to create this specific team then instead of the user.
Perfect. So basically for that let's say, infrastructure part or backend part, we can use managed identity
Yes.
in this regard. Amazing. Perfect. Thank you so much for the answers. We got this from Mehdi as well. Thanks.
Thanks for the questions.
Yeah. He always in our sessions and asking a lot of great questions. That's, for example,
Okay.
for me, it's like, that's a good question. Let me think about that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, perfect. And also from Fotso, thank you all. Good presentation. Of course, it was a great presentation, and hope we can have you on this stage again and share your valuable knowledge with the others. So thank you so much for the time and being on this stage today.
Thanks, Said, for the invitation. It was really a pleasure and fun to be here. Thanks to the attendees watching my session, and hopefully we'll see us next time.
Amazing. So for amazing audiences today, and if you watch this video, recorded video, tomorrow we are going to have another session. That one is really interesting as well. If you are fan of Coastal or KQL languages, don't miss that session. So tomorrow, 6 p.m. CET time, don't miss that session. We already post about that session. You can already register for that one. So make sure that you can enjoy and attend and enjoy for that session. Have a great weekend. Wish you the best and see you soon on Microsoft 020 live session stage again.